Hey, I'm Mike Becquerel, and today we're going to take a look at a really cool wide interval 2/5 line that Joe Diorio plays. Let's take a look. So Joe Diorio is one of my biggest guitar heroes. He's one of the most fascinating guitar players I know, and he passed away recently. So if you're not super familiar with his music and his output, please take some time to check it out. This line comes from the intro to his instructional video, Creative Jazz Guitar, and it's a great video, definitely worth checking out. For that intro, they're playing a blues in the key of B flat, and this line is played over a D minor 7, G7, leading to the 2 chord for the turnaround. So it's playing D minor 7, G7, and going to C minor. So the first part of this line, the D minor part of this line, is entirely composed of the notes from the D minor pentatonic scale. They're just rearranged differently. It comes out of this position. With your root on the 5th string with your 3rd finger. To start this line, he plays the 5th, which is A, down to the root, D, up to A again. That's the first triplet. And then he jumps down to the root, down to G, which is the 4th, up to the flat 7, which is C. And then jumps down to the 5th again, but an octave lower. Plays the 5th and the 3rd, so A and F. Jumps down to the 3rd again, the root, and the 4th. This is a really cool pentatonic pattern. I think it's probably worth exploring all through the different positions as well. As far as fingerings go, when Joe plays this, when he has a note that's on the same fret but different string, he uses the same finger to roll over. So he plays like this. And you notice when I play it, I like to separate the fingers a little bit. Whichever way you play it is fine. Okay, now for the 5 chord. He comes down here. He plays the exact pattern that I covered in my previous Joe Diorio video, these pentatonic patterns. In my head, what he's doing here is he's playing a B flat minor pentatonic over the G7 chord, which gets you the altered tones. If we look at that over G7, what it is we have a sharp 9, flat 5, sharp 5, flat 7, flat 9, sharp 9 again. We have all the altered tones and a flatted 7th. One of my viewers to my previous Joe Diorio video pointed out that this might be a suspended arpeggio. Now, the reason I think it's a minor pentatonic idea is because Joe, in his book that I got this pattern from initially, he's kind of very clearly demonstrating pentatonic ideas. However, my viewer pointed out, and it's a super valid point, that this is a sus arpeggio. And it's all just how you view it. So if I'm viewing this as A flat, which would be just a half step above G, I have my root, 4th, 5th, root, 4th, 5th, root. So it's just a sus 4 arpeggio over A flat. Or I could also view this as kind of doing a tritone sub. So instead of playing G7, he could be thinking in his head D flat 7 and playing a D flat sus 2 arpeggio. Same thing, same exact notes. So we got root, 5th, root, 2nd, 5th. So that is an equally valid way to view this idea too. And I'm glad that previous viewer pointed out to me, because that was something that didn't occur to me before. And I really appreciate that insight. Now, as far as picking goes, the way Joe picks it is he sweeps it. He plays down, and then... So he goes down, 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 up, down. He sweeps it. You could easily alternate pick this too, though. Now, in this particular line, he doesn't resolve the idea. He sits out for the entire C minor 7 and then plays something over F7. But you could resolve this down to the root. You hear it right there? It's kind of like that chord's being served you on a platter, right? I hope you enjoyed that lesson. I hope you take this idea and run with it. Joe is a fascinating guitar player, and please take some time and listen to as much of his music as you can. Watch some videos of him playing. he's an incredible source of inspiration. He's absolutely fascinating, his harmonic sense and stuff like that. And this line kind of shows some of the cool things about him, is these wide intervals and these really unorthodox ways to view scales and stuff like that. So I hope you take this and run with it. Thanks for checking out the lesson. Keep practicing. See you next time.